Most people think saving money in the bank is the smartest thing you can do. I mean, it's what we've been taught our whole lives. But what if I told you keeping too much cash in your bank account is actually costing you money every single year? I've worked in accounting and finance for over 15 years and I see the same pattern over and over again. People save thousands, let it sit in the bank because it feels safe, but they have no idea their money is quietly losing value in the background, even while the balance looks the same. And I even made this mistake myself. So in this video, I'm going to give you 4 safer options and show you exactly why keeping too much cash is holding you back. Let's get started with the easiest option first. Number 1, high interest savings account. This is the easiest win that most people are missing. A high interest savings account is still a bank account, but it's different because it offers a higher rate of return. So your money is actually earning something. So instead of your money sitting in an account earning next to nothing, you could be earning 3 to 5% interest. And this matters more than people realize, and it's the reason your savings don't stretch as far as they used to. Because while your cash just sits there, inflation is quietly eating away at it. Let me show you what this looks like. Let's say Selena saved £10,000 and left it sitting in her bank account. With inflation at around 3%, in a year, that same £10,000 would only buy her £9,700 worth of goods. She didn't spend anything, but somehow she's poorer. Now imagine she simply moved it into a high interest savings account, earning 5%. In a year, she'd earn £500 just for putting her money in the right place. Same money, better outcome. Now this is where your emergency fund should sit, which is 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses and any short-term goals you have coming up in the next 1 to 5 years. This way your money is still accessible, but it's no longer completely idle. And I know most people will overlook this because it feels easier to stay with the same bank, but that convenience is costing you. You can literally open one of these accounts in minutes and start earning interest straight away. So if you don't have one yet, check out websites like Money Saving Expert or USwitch, choose the best option for you and transfer across your savings. But once you've done that, this next step is where the real difference happens. Number 2, index funds. One of the most powerful things you can do with your money is invest it in the stock market, but you don't need to analyze charts or pick stocks. For most people, the simplest way to do that is through index funds. These are low-cost baskets of ready-made stocks that track the market. So instead of betting on one company, you're investing in hundreds at once. Think of it like this. Buying one stock is putting all of your money on one horse. An index fund is owning the entire race. One of the most popular index funds is the S&P 500, which tracks 500 of the largest traded companies in the US. And this was the first index fund I bought and still invest in today. I invest through Vanguard into VWAG or VWAG, however you say it. And this simply means I own a tiny share of companies like Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. So when those companies grow, my money grows too. Now this is when I stopped just saving money and started making my money work for me. And I'll be honest, this part was scary at first, but I realized something important. Not doing anything with my money was riskier, because at least when you invest, your money has the chance to grow. Now let me show you how this works and exactly why it matters. Let's say Aaliyah had £10,000 sitting in her bank account. If she took that £10,000 out of her bank account and invested it into an index fund, earning an average of around 8% a year, in 30 years, that £10,000 could turn into over £100,000. But if she'd left it in a current account earning 1% interest, it might grow to £13,000. That's £87,000 she would have missed out on just for keeping her money safe. And this is where people get stuck. Now the reality is you will need some cash for things like your emergency fund or short-term goals, like I mentioned earlier. But once those savings are in place, anything above that isn't safety. It's just money not working for you. And I made this mistake myself. I oversaved out of fear because I'd been in debt before and I didn't ever want to feel broke again. But once I looked at the numbers and understood this, I realized I wasn't being financially smart. I was just being financially comfortable and missing out on compound growth, which is where the real wealth is built. Now, if investing still sounds a bit too risky for you, the next option is a good middle ground. Number 3, bonds. Now, I'll be honest, this one sounds more complicated than it actually is. Bonds are essentially loans you give to the government or companies. In return, they'll pay you interest, which is called a coupon, and then give you your money back at the end. They're typically lower risk than stocks, and they give you more stable, predictable returns. So here's how they work. Let's say you buy a bond for £10,000 at 4% with a 2-year term. You'd earn £400 in interest in year 1 and 2, then get your original £10,000 back. So you'd earn £10,800 in total on your £10,000. Now they won't grow your money as fast, but the interest rate is fixed, so you'll get less ups and downs compared to the stock market. Plus, another benefit is the tax treatment. With bonds, the capital gains are free of tax, which can be very tax efficient for some people, especially those who have maxed out their personal savings allowance. So think of this as balance, something that helps protect your money while still earning a return. And this is something I'm personally learning more about right now and starting to include in my own portfolio. But even if you choose the right investments, there's still something that most people get wrong. Number 4 is an ISA or a tax wrapper. Now you want to protect your money with an ISA, which is an individual savings account. Think of an ISA like a container. and all of your investments like index funds sit inside it. The great benefit is you don't have to pay tax on any money you make inside that account. Now, there are different types of ISAs here in the UK, but the most important ones that I think you need to know are a cash ISA for your savings and a stocks and shares ISA for investing. And you can invest up to £20,000 combined per tax year free. If you're in the US, you can use a Roth IRA to invest in index funds, which has a limit of $7,500. So whether you earn interest, dividends, or growth within that limit, it's all protected. And over time, that can save you thousands. Because it's not just about what you invest in, it's where you invest. And this is how you stop your money sitting still and start making it work for you. So instead of keeping all of your money sitting in one place, you give it a job. Your emergency fund, that stays safe in a high interest savings account. Your long-term money, that goes to investments like index funds where it actually has the chance to grow. And if you want stability, you can balance that with something like bonds. And then you protect everything using a tax wrapper like an ISA. And I know this can feel overwhelming because nobody really teaches us this stuff. But you don't have to do everything at once. Start small, move one piece of money, open one account. Because it's not about being perfect. It's just about being better than where you are right now. Keeping your money in the bank feels safe. But doing nothing with your money is actually one of the riskiest things you can do. Because while you're standing still, everything else is moving around you. So the real question is your money actually working for you? And if you want to understand this deeper, watch this video next where I break it down in a lot more detail. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more content on building wealth on a normal salary. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.